In this episode, Mercedes F1 tech in a road car? Maserati MC20 loses its roof? And a special edition GR86. Welcome back to the We Are Auto Show. This is episode 71. How you feeling, Derek? You 100% now?
I am back to 100%. COVID gone. It's ridden. Don't want it anymore. It wasn't terrible, though.
Yeah. So, I know last time you still had a little bit of a cough.
Teeny bit.
Now you're cough-free.
Back to 100%.
Sweet. Well, since you're back to 100%, let's get into some news.
News we shall get into.
All right, so Mercedes, to kick it off with. So there is some Mercedes news about their newest hypercar. And it's just really funny to me. So it's called the AMG Project One. It's a stupid amount of money, which I'll tell you here in a minute. But everyone's like claiming there's this first look at it and all this cool stuff. But no.
I thought we've heard about this before.
We've heard about this many times. It's not a first look.
No.
Everyone's saying they're debuting this new hypercar, but we've been seeing this since like 2017, 18-ish.
That's what I thought.
So this is like a 4 or 5 year old first look.
Interesting that this is in the hypercar category.
It's definitely a hypercar.
Okay. There aren't many of those. There's Ferrari, Porsche,
Aston.
That's it?
I mean, there's Maserati used to make the MC12. There's some hypercars, right?
Okay.
There's the Apollo, whatever, the Essentia, whatever it is.
What was the big three that the Top Guy gears?
The Top Guy gears?
Top Guy gears. Yikes. Top Gear guys did.
So it was the Porsche 918, the Ferrari, the Ferrari,
right,
and the McLaren P1.
Ah, the P1. That's the one I had forgotten.
Yes. So the AMG Project One, this is the first hypercar that's actually got real, true F1 tech in a road car. So it's pretty much the same F1 drivetrain in a road car. So it's got and this is, I don't really understand it, but an electrically turbocharged 1.6 liter V6, which sounds an awful lot like what they have in the F1 car, right?
Yeah.
That's paired with a set of, and I'm going to read this off here, 120 kilowatt electric motors.
Okay.
So it's pretty well the F1 drivetrain.
Yep.
Right? Like straight out of the F1 car. And it's electric and internal combustion, electrically turbocharged powertrain.
Electrically turbocharged.
Yeah, I don't get that.
So
It's
there's a rocket company.
Are like, I'm guessing the electrics are like spooling the turbos faster or something.
There's a rocket company called Rocket Lab, and in rocket engines, you essentially have a turbo from a car. They call it a turbo pump, to pump liquids into the engine, to pump your fuel into the engine, because you need a ton of fuel very quickly coming into an engine to sustain a rocket engine.
Okay.
And they are the first ones to do electric pump-fed engines. And I wonder if it's similar. They're not, traditionally in a rocket engine, you would burn a little bit of your fuel, an oxidizer, to spin up the turbo pump. But instead, they're using batteries and the torque of an electric motor to just run the turbo pumps. So I wonder if this is similar. I wonder if instead of using the exhaust to backfeed the pressure of the turbo, they're just using an electric motor to spin the turbo to inject more air into the engine.
That could be.
Yeah.
I don't really know. But moral of the story is it makes 1,063 horsepowers.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of horsepower. But
that
if you
is
think about
hypercar territory.
It's not a colossal lot, though.
No.
Because within the hypercar realm, you've got Bugattis that are 1,400, 1,500 horsepower, right? So is it a lot? Yes. But is it a colossal lot?
No.
No. Compared to your BRZ and my Volkswagen, yes.
Right.
But compared to all of the other hypercars, it's just kind of there. It does rev to 11,000 RPM.
Whoa.
So just like an F1 car, right?
Right.
It's essentially an F1 car that's not open wheel.
It's weird. I wonder why they didn't. They can't go open wheel if it has to be road legal.
Yeah, it's road legal. Its top speed is supposed to be 218 miles an hour, which it's really not that. I don't want to say it's not that fast, because 218 miles an hour is properly fast. But compare it to all the other hypercars and supercars.
Yeah. Bugatti's 260 or something now.
So the quote says that it does 0 to 124 miles an hour in less than 6 seconds, and that's just not true. It does it, actually, from what I saw, between 6 to 7 seconds, which makes this still not even the fastest of all of them. And it costs, you ready?
I don't know if I am.
$2.7 million.
Yikes. How much is a new Bugatti?
About the same.
Huh. So this seems to be a tech showcase or experiment or whatever they want to call it. For here's our F1 tech. We will blend it into a road car. And I honestly wish that they would take this to Le Mans.
That'd be sweet.
Does it not look from a side profile? Let me find a side profile picture. Does it not look like a car that could run in the hypercar class at Le Mans?
Absolutely does.
It does. And it has some weird active aero. It would have to have some design changes. But it seems closer to me that this should be a Le Mans car than an F1 car. From the exterior. From the interior, from the tech, it sounds more F1. I wonder why, or I wonder if we're going to get this in the hypercar class at Le Mans.
We're not going to.
Why?
Because it's not going to be homologated. Nope, we're not going to.
I think you're right.
But
I
it
wish
would be
was.
cool. Well, it's designed to be an F1 road car, not a sports car.
Mercedes doesn't do the sports car.
Yep.
WEC, IMSA.
They do GT3 class cars.
Right. But that's just run-of-the-mill GT3.
So, of all the current hypercars now, does this Mercedes-AMG Project One, is this the one that tickles your fancy? Is this the one you go, yup, that's the one?
For me, no.
I feel like the buyer of this has to be someone that is just a Mercedes F1 fanboy. That's the only buyer of this car.
It's Lewis Hamilton. I feel like that.
I mean, yeah. True.
And his friends. I don't know. Yeah, I guess you're super. There's probably a whole bunch of people out there that would willingly buy this for the price. Some people have to throw money away, so whatever.
Yeah, I'm with you. But now let's think of its competitors, right? Of the hypercar class, you've got the good old-fashioned Bugatti Chiron, and I did give you a couple links if you're looking for competitors. So the good old-fashioned Bugatti Chiron, you've got the Aston Martin Valkyrie, and you've got the Ferrari Daytona SP3. Those are kind of its, call it, most directest competitors. The AMG Project One, to me, that's last place out of all of them.
Yeah.
So if you're looking through the pictures, because of its direct competitors, its most directest competitor is the Aston. The Aston also has F1 technology.
Right. The Aston looks more like an F1 car to me than the Mercedes.
The Aston looks cooler.
It does. It looks wild.
It sounds great too. The Aston Valkyrie has already been at Goodwill running up the hill, and oh my dear God, it sounds like one of the old school F1 cars that is just orgasmic to listen to.
The V10 area.
Oh, it's just so good to listen to the Aston Martin Valkyrie. So, of the current list of new kind of hypercars, what do you go? Do you go AMG Project One, Aston Martin Valkyrie, a good old-fashioned Bugatti Chiron, whether that be a pure sport or not, or the Ferrari Daytona SP3?
Honestly, of the four, I think that the Bugatti is the most dailyable, which is weird to say.
It is.
But the Ferrari looks
pretty.
It looks pretty. It looks crazy. I don't think it would do good as a daily. But I don't think you buy this for a daily.
The person that buys this is not buying this for a daily. Come on.
Right. I think I'm leaning toward Aston.
I'll give you my 1 through 4 for me.
Okay.
Aston Valkyrie, Ferrari Daytona SP3,
okay,
Bugatti Chiron, and then at the bottom of the barrel, the AMG Project One.
I think I'd go Aston, and then I'd go Bugatti, Ferrari, into Mercedes.
Fair. I just laugh at all the new articles that are saying first look. We've been having this first look for like 4 years.
Yeah, when we pulled the article up, I was like, that's not the first time I've seen that car.
No, we've seen that. We've seen it's actually made appearances all over the place.
Yeah.
What?
And now it's for sale for 2.7 mil. Did they put a limit on how many they're going to make?
I didn't see. Let me quickly look it up.
There must be, because in this category of car, the hypercar, being limited is very important in the cost.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do start mass producing these, you're not selling them for 2.7.
No.
You're selling them for 500,000,
yeah,
which is way different.
Definitely not going to be a mass-produced car.
No.
I can't see how many. Let's see.
Some cool active aero going on right on top of the front wheels, which, man, it's just...
Oh, a lot more than I expected.
Okay.
275 of them.
Oh.
That's actually way more than I expected.
Okay.
This is also, I'm quoting this little tidbit from something from like 2000, I don't know, 20, 21, something like that. So numbers may have changed, but...
You mean the first time it was released?
That number would have been quoted from like the second or third time. We're at this time, honest to God, like a fourth or fifth look.
I don't know, man. At least I got a number out. It's for sale. Do you think we'll ever see one?
Maybe.
Think somebody around here will buy one?
If they're making 275 of them, yes. I do. Because think about the people we have around here. We got Paganis that live close. We got Bugattis that are here.
Have we seen a lot of Ferrari?
There's 2 in town.
Okay. All right.
There's F40s in town. There's F50s in town. If they are going to make 275 of them, I think we will see one.
I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. But let's move on.
Let's do it.
To another brand that starts with an M. Maserati. The fake baller brand.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Here we go.
But we're going to a fake baller brand, but not a fake baller car. The MC20. We talked about the MC20 a few weeks ago because I actually saw one on the road. Right? It was the first time I saw one. I was like, whoa, cool. Finally, I saw one. And it was really cool. It was very pretty looking. But the news is that they're lopping the roof off the thing.
Oh.
And they're calling the topless version the Cielo.
Cielo.
Or Cielo if it's Italian. I don't know.
It might be.
Yeah. It is Italian, but I don't know how to pronounce it.
Right.
Pretty much the performance stays exactly the same. There's really nothing that changes. I mean, it still has a whole bunch of horsepower. It has, 600 or something like that horsepower out of its V6. So in terms of the actual, the powertrain, nothing changes. But the news is, look at it. Oh,
This works for you?
without the roof? Yeah.
Okay.
This car, take
Ooh.
the roof off. That does this car nicely, in my opinion.
Yep.
What do you think?
I am a fan. The first one of these that you saw, it was black, right? It was like black on black.
Mm-hmm.
And I was not really a fan of that look, but then I saw it on their website with like a blue and white, and it really worked. And I think that this gray works okay. It's not the best I've seen, but without the roof, it does look pretty cool. It looks good.
That's what. Oh, go back a picture. I like that.
Yeah, that's what the roof on. But yeah,
But I like the Maserati logo
mm-hmm.
on the. Oh, I like that. So I think taking the roof off is exactly what the MC20 needed.
Do you?
I do.
Is this trying to be a daily cruiser?
No, it's trying to be a supercar that you can take on a more lovely afternoon, and you're not trying to just blitz the track with it.
Okay.
That would be a beautiful car to have top down Pacific Coast Highway in California, or in North Carolina, Tennessee in the fall. That car, to me, with the top down, that just gives me this feeling of I'm an Italian playboy and my wife and I are going to go for a top-down cruise up a vineyard and then gorge ourselves on pizza.
I see where you're going.
I just get that feeling. When I look at this car with the top down, it gives me a good feeling. It just gives me that, it puts me in the frame of mind, this like, just so much character. Like that right there, take the roof off, and that is the exact scenery, rolling through the hills, just on an evening cruise. That just does it.
You know, I actually like it better with the top on.
Do you?
Yeah, I like the body lines better.
I like this car with the top down. That, to me, right there, that's the business. That's the best car Maserati has created in a long time. Since the MC12.
So no power change.
You get the same twin turbo 3-liter V6, which, you ready for what they call this V6?
Yeah.
The Nettuno.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't speak Italian. But the Nettuno, in that picture right there, that is what I picture myself being in this car. I just need my wife and her hair going crazy in the passenger seat. Uh-huh. But you still get 621 horsepower, which is a good bit of horsepower. And I think with the top down, that's the right amount of horsepower.
Yeah.
It's not 900.
You're not going to... Well, you could kill yourself with that.
Oh, you're going to kill yourself.
Yeah.
For sure.
But it's not too much.
It's not 900.
Right.
And it's not suffering from BRZ syndrome.
No, not even close.
Right. It's...
That's you know
about as good as it gets for a Maserati for me.
Generally, when cars do this, when they have a car and they lop the top off, they tend to put a whole bunch of reinforcements around the door to stiffen up the chassis from being all warpy, flippy, floppy. Do you know if they did any chassis updates or if it just was literally chop the roof off?
So I'm sure they did do some chassis updates. I didn't see anything super in-depth in the article, but it does weigh more, obviously, because of some of the updates, and simply because of the mechanical roof-like system that weighs an amount.
Right.
It gained 143 pounds. So, yeah. But, again, this car, to me, isn't supposed to be a super lightweight track monster.
I agree.
It's supposed to be a top-down supercar that cruises that's just... I just wish it had a V8. I just wish it... If it had an NA V8, this would be the best car of the year.
Ooh.
I'm not kidding.
Hot take.
If they put a naturally aspirated NA V8 in the MC20. Top down, it'd be the best car of the year.
Wow.
I truly think that too. Because to me, it kind of captures this like essence of Italian driving and flair.
You think it would rival the Ferraris, the Lamborghinis, the Porsches,
If it had an NAV8.
Okay.
My only problem is it still costs a stupid amount of money. Remember
But
when
it's
we were talking
not-
about
Okay, yeah.
it's like hundreds of thousands. I think it's $200,000 or something.
Right.
$200,000 or $300,000.
But it's not a fake baller car.
No, this
Not at
is
all.
the first Maserati in a long time that will never be bought by a fake baller, in my opinion.
Out of their price range.
Mm-hmm.
Way out. Yep.
But yeah, that's the new MC20 Cielo.
Top down. Maserati.
It looks good.
All right. Shall we move on?
Yes, let's move on.
Let's do it. What else do we got?
So we got something up your alley.
Okay.
So we have some slow cars that
Okay.
remain slow.
You've piqued my interest.
Yes. So there is actually some Toyota GR86 news. So you're, I guess, the successor to your car, right?
The Tubaru.
Yes, the Tubaru.
Yes.
So the new GR86, they're giving it an SE version.
SE standing for...
I was just about to ask you. You know what it stands for? It stands for
Or I don't know.
Slow Edition. Special Edition, right?
Ah.
It's a Special Edition GR86.
Okay.
And at first glance, it's quite striking.
It's orange.
I
It's
like
got
orange.
black rims, and it's got a black stripe and a black spoiler.
Yep, it's oranger.
The orange is a good color.
I like it.
What color?
Oh, you ready?
Yeah, what's the name?
It is
of course
called
you know.
Solar Shift Orange.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah. I like it.
It looks pretty good.
I like it. So, if I told you you're getting a special edition GR86, what would you be hoping for?
50 more horsepower. That's what I've been hoping for years.
You get nothing.
No more horsepower?
Not a one.
Oh.
Not a single more horsepowers.
You just get paint and wheels?
Yeah.
Oh. No.
Your special edition GR86
No.
is truly a slow edition.
No.
Yeah. It looks great. It's just still slow.
Are there any mechanical differences at all?
The only thing is they've put this Gazoo Racing catback exhaust, which the article claims actually doesn't actually add any horsepower. It just makes it louder.
How do you put a new exhaust on a car and not gain any power?
So
Why?
as a BRZ owner, right? If you heard special edition, does the brain just like automatically go, ooh, suspension, right? Or ooh,
Yeah.
maybe they're going to give it a little different ECU mapping and we get a little
Right.
more power. Or maybe they throw a turbo on there. Or maybe they kind of just STI it a little bit. Or maybe just a little bit more something.
I can dream. I can dream of the day.
You get paint and wheels.
That's it.
You get paint and wheels.
Ugh.
It looks
why?
great, but it's just paint and wheels.
It doesn't look much different. Let's be real. It's an orange color, sure. It looks pretty darn stock. Other than that, and the wheels you could buy aftermarket, some stripes along the back wheels, whatever. It's kind of irrelevant. I'm not a huge fan.
Yep. There's no price listed, but to put things in perspective, the last time they did like a special edition of the 86, it was about $2,900 more. So you're going to spend probably $3,000 more for some fancy paint wheels. I do like that they describe the wheels as meshier.
Because they have like more spokes or something.
Well, they're meshier,
Okay.
which means they're way more difficult to clean.
They definitely
Looking at those, how much of a massive pain in the ass is it to clean those wheels? Oh my God. That would take 45 minutes a wheel just to clean. Oh my God.
To be fair, the stock BRZ is not. It's not much easier.
But you don't have a spoke that has 3 internal holes in it.
No, but you just have many more spokes.
Well, yeah, but just it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it's gonna be annoying.
It's gonna be limited though. Your special edition.
Oh,
They're only making 1,000 of them, and of that 1,000, only 860 of them are coming to the U.S. of A, baby, or at least North America in general.
okay. Still, no. I'm not buying. Maybe who's this marketed to? What is Toyota doing with this?
I don't know.
Either a girl buys this car or a sports car enthusiast buys this car. This doesn't check either of those boxes. It doesn't. Sure, you get an exhaust, but you're probably going to take it off anyway, and you're probably going to put on an aftermarket one. If you're the sports car enthusiast,
Probably.
If you're the girl, does this orange work? Maybe. Is it worth $3,000 to her? No. I don't think so. But I'm not her, so I don't know. I don't know what they're doing here. Just add 50 horsepower Subaru. Just STI it. Do it. It's so easy. Everyone's wanted it for years, and nobody has done it.
You get nothing.
No,
You
never.
get nothing. You get nothing.
It's unbelievable that they want STI or just special edition it with 50 horsepower.
Jeez, just remap the ECU. Just
Yeah,
do something
right.
that makes it 280 horsepower.
But it needs to come out of the factory or stock like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
It needs to be a 300 horsepower car.
Right. We could go flash the ECU after you buy the car, but
Of course.
Just make it stock. Just make it stock. That's what everybody wants.
Yeah, agreed. But that's all the news I got for you.
I think that wraps it up.
All right, well then, that's going to finish it up for episode 71. Thanks so much for watching and listening. If you're on YouTube, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and drop the thumbs up and a comment on this video. Let us know if you're into the new special edition GR86 in the Solar Shift Orange. If you're on audio, Apple, Google, Spotify, wherever you're listening, please leave us a 5-star rating and a review. That'd be great. We'd love to take a look at those, and make sure you follow us on social. Instagram is WeAreAuto_, Facebook is WeAreAuto, YouTube's WeAreAuto, and our website's WeAreAuto.io. So again, thanks so much, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.